Morning, everybody. How y'all doing today? Hope things are going well for you. I hope your life has been improving a little bit. I'm not saying that your lives are bad to begin with. I just hope that you're growing more and you are learning more about yourselves and other people. I hope that this book that we have been reading Sorry about that. It's just that getting going. You know what it is? It gets me coughing all the time. Um, Old smoky moonshine. The way to drink if you're gonna drink. This is Coca-Cola though. It ain't 5 o'clock nowhere here. Nowhere near here. Anyway, I'm waiting to see if anybody is gonna join us here. Before I get started, um, go ahead and do a little recap. Why don't we? Talk about the first agreement: be impeccable with your word. Um, people always say that they are honest and that they are not liars and that they're impeccable with their word. But every day you find somebody that's not impeccable with their word. You find some people that say they're impeccable with the word, and then before you know it, their word don't mean anything. Not anymore. Nope. So me, I'm trying to be more impeccable with my word. If my kids ask me something, and tell them yes or no. Straight up. It's not gonna be yes to make me happy or no to make me happy. It's gonna straight up just be my word. If I give my word on something I do, I'm not gonna make excuses why we're not doing it later. Don't take anything personally. I definitely try to do that now. Because we as humans always want to take things personally. Let's not do it anymore, you guys. Don't make assumptions. We're always making assumptions, always assuming something, aren't we? I am sitting here assuming right now that everybody out there has assumed something at some time in their life. There I go, assuming again. All right. And today we're going to be reading the fourth agreement. Always do your best. All right. That sounds like it's going to be a fun one. Get started here in a moment. Still waiting to see if anybody else joins us. And just like yesterday, I believe that the cough is done. Cough is over. Let's see if I can fix this camera here a little bit better. I'm not looking at my nostrils quite as much. How's that, folks? Is that a little better? I hope so. Anyway, can't wait any longer, guys. I got to get on this right now. This book. That's all we can do is get started. Doesn't look like anybody's coming, but it's all right. It's all right. I said that about the old smoky moonshine. This is an old jar, you guys. I told you I don't like alcohol. I don't like drugs. This is an old jar. You can tell by the way the label's all old and falling off. I just kind of try to smooth it on there whenever I use it because I don't want the label coming off. I think it's kind of cool, man, to have a jar that says moonshine on it. Now, special occasions, I will have a drink now. Now, if I'm going to have a drink, I will go down to the store and get me a thing of moonshine just like this. But it's been a while. Well, anyway, I said we need to start here. I'm not going to keep that jar sitting in your face, though. For darn sure. Looks like we got 2 people joined us. Go ahead, wait a couple more minutes, you guys. Wait and see what happens here. I actually looked on YouTube last night and saw who Don Miguel Ruiz is. He's a Small Indian guy, very knowledgeable, very smart, um, very wise in his ways, in his words. And I watched him on Oprah, on a recorded episode of Oprah last night. Um, he's just very, very, very wise man. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this here on with. Caden's been reading this book as well, so we got a bookmark in here. It's funny, I see this every day. Anyway, chapter 5, the fourth agreement. Always do your best. There is just one more agreement, but it's the one that allows the other three to become deeply ingrained habits. The fourth agreement is about the action of the first three. Always do your best. Under any circumstance, always do your best. No more and no less. But keep in mind that your best is never going to be the same from one moment to the next. Everything is alive and changing all the time. So your best will sometimes be high quality, and other times it will not be as good. When you wake up refreshed and energized in the morning, your best will be better than when you're tired at night. Your best will be different when you are healthy as opposed to sick, or sober as opposed to drunk. Your best will depend on whether you are feeling wonderful and happy, or upset, angry, or jealous. In your everyday moods, your best can change from one moment to another, from 1 hour to the next, from one day to another. Your best will always change over time. As you build a habit of the 4 new agreements, your best will become better than it used to be. Regardless of the quality, keep doing your best. No more, no less, just your best. If you try too hard to do more than your best, you will spend more energy than is needed. In the end, your best will not be enough. When you overdo, you deplete your body and go against yourself, and it will take longer to accomplish your goal. But if you do less than your best, you subject yourself to frustrations, self-judgment, guilt, and regrets. Just do your best. In any circumstance, just do your best in any circumstance in your life. It doesn't matter if you are sick or tired. If you always do your best, there is no way you can judge yourself. And if you don't judge yourself, there is no way you are going to suffer from guilt, blame, and self-punishment. But always doing your best, you will break a big spell that you have been under. There was a man who wanted to transcend his suffering, so he went to a Buddhist temple to find a master to help him. He went to the master and asked, "Master, if I meditate for 4 hours a day, how long will it take me to transcend?" The master looked at him and said, "If you meditate 4 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 10 years. Thinking he could do better, the man said, "Oh, master, what if I meditated 8 hours a day? How long will it take me to transcend?" I'll see where this is going. The master looked at him and said, "If you meditate 8 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 20 years. "But why will it take me longer if I meditate more?" the man asked. The master replied, "You are not here to sacrifice your joy or your life. You are here to live, to be happy, and to love. If you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation, but you spend 8 hours instead, you will only grow tired, miss the point, and you won't enjoy your life. Do your best, and perhaps you will learn that no matter how long you meditate, you can live, love, and be happy." Doing your best, you are going to live your life intensely. You are going to be productive. You are going to be good to yourself. Because you will be giving yourself to your family, to your community, to everything. But it is the action that is going to make you feel intensely happy. When you always do your best, you take action. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. Most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward, and they don't enjoy the action. And that's the reason why they don't do their best. For example, most people go to work every day just thinking of payday and the money they will get from the work they are doing. They can hardly wait for Friday or Saturday, whatever day they receive their money, and can take time off. They are working for the reward, and as a result, they resist work. They try to avoid the action and it becomes more difficult and they don't do their best. They work so hard all week long, suffering the work, suffering the action, not because they like to, but because they feel they have to. They have to work because they have to pay the rent, because they have to support their family. They have all the frustration, and when they do receive their money, they are unhappy. They have 2 days to rest, to do what they want to do, and what do? They try to escape. They get drunk because they don't like themselves. They don't like their life. There are many ways that we hurt ourselves when we don't like who we are. On the other hand, if you take action just for the sake of doing it, without expecting a reward, you will find that you enjoy every action you do. Rewards will come, but you are not attached to the reward. You can even get more than you would have imagined for yourself without expecting a reward. If we like what we do, if we always do our best, then we are really enjoying life. We are having fun. We don't get bored. We don't have frustrations. When you do your best, you don't give the judge the opportunity to find you guilty or to blame you. If you have done your best and the judge tries to judge you according to your book of laws, you've got the answer. I did my best. There are no regrets. That is why we always do our best. It is not an agreement to keep, but this agreement is really going to set you free. When you do your best, you learn to accept yourself, but you have to be aware and learn from your mistakes. Learning from your mistakes means you practice. Look honestly at the results and keep practicing. This increases your awareness. Doing your best really doesn't feel like work because you enjoy what you are doing. You know you're doing your best, and when you are enjoying the action or doing it in any way that will not have negative repercussions for you, you do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it, not because you are trying to please the judge, and not because you are trying to please other people. If you take action because you have to, then there is no way you are going to. If you take action because you have to, then there is no way you are going to do your best. Then it is better not to do it. No. You do your best because doing your best all the time makes you happy. When you are doing your best just for the pleasure of doing it, you are taking action because you enjoy that action. Action is about living fully. Let's see if anybody's on here. It doesn't look like it. I don't know. Action is about living fully. Inaction is the way we deny life. Inaction is sitting in front of the television every day for years because you are afraid to be alive and to take the risk of expressing what you are. Expressing what you are is taking action. You can have many great ideas in your head, but what makes a difference is the action. Without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. A good example of this comes from a story about Forrest Gump. He didn't have great ideas, but he took action. He was happy because he always did his best at whatever he did. He was richly rewarded without expecting any reward at all. Taking action is being alive. It's taking the risk to go out and express your dream. This is different than imposing your dream on someone else, because everyone has a right to express his or her dream. Doing your best is a great habit to have. I do my best in everything I do and feel. Doing my best has become a ritual in my life because I made the choice to make it a ritual. It's a belief like any other, belief that I choose. I make everything a ritual and I always do my best. Taking a shower is a ritual for me, and with the action, I tell my body how much I love it. I feel and enjoy the water on my body. I do my best to fulfill the needs of my body. I do my best to give my body and to receive what my body gives to me. In Indian, sorry, I had to laugh. It almost sounded like he was talking about masturbation for a minute. Ha ha! In India, they perform a ritual called puja. In this ritual, they take idols that represent God in many different forms and bathe them, feed them, and give their love to them. They even chant mantras to these idols. The idols itself is not important. What is important is the way they perform the ritual, the way they say it. I love you, God. God is life. God is life in action. The best way to say I love you, God, is to live your life doing your best. The best way to say, thank you, God, is by letting go of the past and living in the present moment, right here and now. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender, let go of the past and allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. Quench it right quick. If you live in the past, let go of the past. You allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. If you live in a past dream, you don't enjoy what is happening right now because you will always wish it to be different than it is. There is no time to miss anyone or anything because you are alive. Not enjoying what's happening right now is living in the past and being only half alive. This leads to self-pity, suffering, and tears. You were born with the right to be happy. You were born with the right to love, to enjoy, and to share your love. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. Don't resist life passing through you because that is God passing through you. Just your existence proves the existence of God. Your existence proves the existence of life and energy. We don't need to know or prove anything, just to be. To take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. So no, when you say to say no, and yes when you want to say yes. You have the right to be you. You can only be you when you do your best. When you don't do your best, you are denying yourself the right to be you. That's a seed that you should really nurture in your mind. You don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You don't need the acceptance of others. You express your own divinity by being alive and by loving yourself and others. It is an expression of God to say, hey, I love you. The first agreements will only work if you do your best. Don't expect that you will always be able to be impeccable with your word. Your routine habits are too strong and firmly rooted in your mind, but you can do your best. Okay? Don't expect that you will never take anything personally. Just do your best. Don't expect that you will never make another assumption, but you can certainly do your best. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. You don't need to judge yourself, feel guilty, or punish yourself if you cannot keep these agreements. Thank you. If you're doing your best, you will feel good about yourself even if you still make assumptions, still take things personally, and still are not impeccable with your word. We're not perfect. If you always do your best, over and over again, you will become a master of transformation. Practice makes the master. By doing your best, you become a master. Everything you have ever learned, you learn through repetition. You learn to write, to drive, and even to walk by repetition. You are a master of speaking your language because you practice. Action is what makes the difference. If you do your best in the search for personal freedom, in the search for self-love, you'll discover that it's just a matter of time before you find what you are looking for. It's not about daydreaming or sitting for hours. Dreaming and meditation, you have to stand up and be a human. You have to honor the man or woman that you are, respect your body, enjoy your body, love your body, feed clean, and heal your body. Exercise and do what your body feels good. This is puja to your body, and that is a communion between you and God. You don't need to worship idols of the Virgin Mary, the Christ, or the Buddha. You can if you want to. If it feels good, do it. Your body is a manifestation of God, and if you honor your body, everything will change for you. When you practice giving love to every part of your body, you plant seeds of love in your mind, and when they grow, you will love, honor, and respect your body immensely. Every action then becomes a ritual which you are honoring God. After that, the next step is honoring God with every thought, every emotion, every belief, even what is right or wrong. Every thought becomes a communion with God, and you will live a dream without judgments, victimization, and free of the need to gossip and abuse about yourself. When you honor these four agreements together, there is no way that you will live in hell. There is no way, if you are impeccable with your word, if you don't take anything personally, if you don't make assumptions, and if you always do your best, then you're going to have a beautiful life. You are going to control your life 100%, guys. The four agreements are a summary of the mastery of transformation, one of the masteries of the Toltec. Your transformation, hell into heaven. The dream of the planet is transformed into your personal dream of heaven. The knowledge is there, it's just waiting for you to use it. The four agreements are there, you just need to adopt these agreements and respect their meaning and power. Just do your best to honor these agreements. You can make this agreement today. I choose to honor the four agreements. It's so simple and logical that even a child can understand them. But you must have a very strong will to keep these agreements. Why? Because wherever we go, we find that our path is full of obstacles. Everyone tries to sabotage our commitment to these new agreements, and everything around us is set up for us to break them. The problem is all the other agreements that are part of the dream of the planet. They are alive and they are very strong. That's why you need to be a great hunter, a great warrior who can defend these four agreements with your life. Your happiness, your freedom, your entire way of living depends upon it. The warrior's goal is to transcend this world, to escape from hell and never come back. As the Toltecs teach us, the reward is to transcend the human experience of suffering, to become the embodiment of God. That is the reward. Absolutely, I agree. That's the reward, guys. We really need to use every bit of power we have to succeed in keeping these agreements. I didn't expect that I could do it at first. I have fallen many times. But I stood up and keep going, and I fell again, and I keep going. I didn't feel sorry for myself. There was no way that I felt sorry for myself. I said if I fall, I am strong enough. I'm intelligent enough. I can do it. I stood up and kept going. I fell, and I kept going, and each time it became easier and easier. Yet in the beginning it was so hard, so difficult. So if you fall, don't judge. Do not give your judge the satisfaction of turning you into a victim. No. Be tough with yourselves, people. Stand up and make the agreement again. Okay, I broke the agreement to be impeccable with my word. I will start all over again. I'm going to keep the four agreements just for today. Today I will be impeccable with my word. I will not take anything personally. I will not make any assumptions, and I'm going to do my best. That's quite powerful. Almost brought me to tears right there, you guys. That's quite powerful. I'm going to read it again, man. I'm going to keep the four agreements just for today. Today I will be impeccable with my word. I will not take anything personally, and I will not make assumptions. I am going to do my best today. If you break an agreement, begin again tomorrow and again the next day. It will be difficult at first, but each day will become easier and easier until someday you will discover that you are ruling your life with these four agreements, and you will be surprised at the way your life has become transformed. You don't need to be religious or go to church every day. Your love and self-respect are growing and growing. You can do it. If I did it, you can do it also. Don't be concerned about the future. Keep your attention on today. Just live one day at a time and stay in the present moment. Always do your best to keep these agreements, and soon it'll be easy for you. Today is the beginning of a new dream. It has more going on here. So I'm going to reset my my YouTube video here because I'm running out of space. Let me see how long this one is, because I think we're just going to finish this up today. Let me see how much more we got to read, because we might just be continuing on tomorrow. It's got one more chapter. I've only been reading a half hour. What's up? Oh, yeah. Were you just putting them in there, or are you taking them up?
I haven't gotten it. I just got the ladder set up.
Oh, you do have it set up? Alright.
Well, almost to the top. I was gonna put it through it, just like over there, but I don't want to push open the top and have it come falling down on me yet. So I'm gonna go up there right now, get it off, and then
Get it out where you need them. Where you're gonna put them?
Yeah.
Put in a swimming pool poles. up in the attic. That way they're not down in the way, shit like that. He's been working on the garage for a week. Yeah. Anyway, um, very powerful. Um, I'm going to continue reading here in just a second. We're going to finish this last chapter, chapter 6. 6. It's the Toltec path to freedom, breaking old agreements. Um, and it's a big one, man, because it's the reason I want to read it, I believe, right now is because it's talking about. We're going to see here in just a minute what it talks about. I'm going to read it here momentarily. Oh, God, yeah. This whole football controversy, man, has my mind kind of spinning, man. I'm trying not to let it affect my world, but it's just kind of strange, man. These way these people act out there when they think they're better than everybody else. Um, Instead of just worrying about their own personal selves, they're worried about everybody in the entire world. You know, if each person in this world would just worry about themselves, their individual selves, then we wouldn't have the problem that we have nowadays. Always everybody worrying about everybody else and wanting to not stand up for the rights that you just believe for yourself and what's hampering your life, what's hurting your life. I mean, why does it matter to you what's going on with your neighbor over here, man? That's your neighbor's life. They close their door at night, they lock the door. You're not over there sleeping in their house. You're not over there sleeping in their bed with them and their kids and their wives. You know, let them live their life. Let them do them. You do you. That's the whole point of this book, man. Do you. Stop trying to do everybody else, you know? The guys in the NFL all want to do each other, you know, freaking take a knee, don't stand up for the pledge. I mean, don't stand up for the anthem. I mean, my kids say the pledge every day, so you know that's on my mind. My kids learning the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, we're very proud. We're proud Americans. We love our country, and we're proud to live here and be here. We're proud of the rights we have as United States citizens. Um, but anyway, we need to worry about ourselves, not everybody else all the time. You know what I'm saying? Um, anyway, I got to reset my YouTube here.